Yeah, so my name is Henry Ochieng. I'm the CEO of KARA, that's the Kenya Alliance of Resident Association. So today we are here to talk about the community police engagement and relationship. So KARA started an initiative that looks at how we can be able to bring the police and the community together, and with the aim of making sure that we are building trust between them so that we can jointly fight the issues of safety, safety and security within neighborhood. So we realize that we have incidences of insecurity in our neighborhoods, but then for us to be able to conclusively address this challenge, we must join hands. Security starts with individual, and then it goes to community, and then it goes to other stakeholders who include the police. So we want to make sure that we are working together with the police to support the fight against insecurity. And also we are building trust so that we can be able to have a free flow of information between the communities to the police and other security agencies. We know that the community have a lot of intelligence in terms of information. They know what is happening within their neighborhood. They know who is doing what. But a number of times you find that they shy off from passing that information to the police because they don't trust that the police will use it for the right reason. And also there have been cases where people say that when they give information to the police pass the same information to the people who are being accused, and then that put their life at risk. So essentially what we're trying to do is to create a platform or a relationship that will ensure that the police and the community can freely exchange information, can freely talk to each other, and can be able to be at a point where they are building synergy as far as fighting insecurity is concerned. So in a nutshell, this is geared towards making sure that we are promoting safe and secure neighborhoods in our country, and that now translates to national agenda of the fight against insecurity. So that's why here today we appreciate our partners, Hansidale Foundation, who have been working with us on this initiative, and we look forward to having more of this kind of activities in various neighborhoods across Kenya so that we can ultimately be proud of a safe and secure neighborhood in our country.
Okay, good morning. My name is Daniel Seiberling. I'm the resident representative of Hansidale Foundation, a German political foundation working for over 30 years in Africa to support democratic development and social inclusion in all decision-making processes. That's the reason why today we're visiting Kamarok Resident Association, the Kamarok Resident Association, because that's part of our program together with our partner KARA, the Kenyan Alliance of Resident Association, to engage in a discussion of development questions on the ground level, on the level of the wards and on the level of resident associations, because we strongly believe, based on the German history, that any development starts on the ground level, on the grassroots level, and people who are engaged in resident associations are the very engines of that development, because these are people who are interested in their living environment. They are the people who are interested in the welfare and the benefit for their children, for the future generations, for the houses they built, from the environment they are living in. So they are really engaging in a hands-on development approach. And our job is to support KARA in the dialogue within the resident associations, working at the organization speaking in the name of the resident associations, but of course also to engage in the dialogue with the decision maker, with the local authorities, with the security, with police, in like the meeting we have today, to discuss questions concerning the welfare and the well-being of the residents within the resident associations in Kenya.
Good morning. My name is Pastor Andrew Kalama. I reside in Nafaka 1 Milimani, Nafaka 1 Estate Association. Actually, I'm the secretary of the Estate Association, but I bring apologies from our chair.
My name is Jackson Kikurgat Rotich. I'm from Wigai Estate. I'm the current chairman in charge of security, and happy to be here today. Thank you.
I'm Ketura Kasisa. I'm from Wigai. I'm the administrator for this.
My name is Jerusha. I'm standing in for the chairman from the Otumishi Estate, just the neighboring estate. I'm the wife.
My name is David Ndiamui. I'm the security chair for UCOS. I'm the host.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. My name is Shage Masharia. I sit in the executive office, Acacia Estate, where we deal in matters of development and also security. I also wear another hat. There's a section of business community where I'm the chairman in Kitengela. Thank you very much.
Everybody. Good morning. Mabibi kwa mabwana, wageni waheshimiwa, kwa majina Lieutenant Kanali, not the general. I was not lucky enough to make it to a general. But yes, I am a former military officer, and we are those old guards who started the military many years ago in the 70s, and we were fighting some guys who used to be called the shifters. When Kenya used to end in Isiolo, anything above Isiolo was called NFD, North Frontier District. That's a long story. Why are we here? What is the objective of us being here? We are here because Kara and members of the residents associations of Kenya are committed to establish safe and secure communities. That is the objective. And we are here to discuss how that can be done, how those structures are established. In Kenya, we are happy that we do not have gaps in law and gaps in lack of structures. But we have a problem of cooperation and coordination. To cut a long story short, I was also lucky that I was the chairman of Nakada. I took over from Mutuzo. So over and above, the issue of crime and the relationship between crime and drug abuse is something that I am quite aware of. So what is the situation in Kenya? We are operating on an extremely complex situation because crime trends in Kenya are complex. We have homicide, we have many other things, we have fraud, we have terrorism, we have anything and everything. We have very open borders in this country. So anybody who walks from Namanga can find himself in Nairobi, and anybody from Kismayo in Mogadishu will find himself in border point 1 and find himself the next day in Nairobi through Garissa. And the same thing will happen through Busia. He'll find himself from Entebbe to Nairobi. Extremely bold. Proliferation of small arms today is a reality. So we are operating on an extremely complex situation. And there is need that all of us work together. And I'm extremely excited, Bwana Chairman, for your presentation, because you laid the ground on, and you've made my work a little bit easy with the 80-20 rule. That the foundation of good security is at the community level. Ni wewe na mimi. Si ndio tumekubaliana? Mimi, culture do we have in our workplace, wherever you work? What culture do you have in your community? What culture do you have in your relationship with your neighbor? And once we interrogate that, in a country where 85% of the population are Christians, I am because you are. Are we together? Tumekubaliana hiyo? Good. Now let's come to how to establish safe and secure communities. I think Henry has already said the genesis of this story was in Nairobi in October of 2023. And in Nairobi, we asked 44 OCPDs to be present in this kind of a sitting. And therefore, we adopted a concept called coffee with a cop. Coffee with a cop is not Kenyan, is American. Lakini kahawa tuko nayo, si ndio? Na kama hakuna kahawa kuna chai, si ndio? Kwa hivyo hata kama hatutaki kahawa, tunaweza kunywa chai. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's review our relationships and then understand that security, now to come to a very complex subject, and I'm trying to make it as simple as possible because I teach security every other day. I run the Institute of Professional Security Studies, so I might be tempted to make it complex. So I'm trying to really make it very simple. In Kenya, we have the government organs. We have the police, NPS, and they have their responsibilities and their roles and everything else. And then we have what? Who else do we have in the structure? Ngao. National Government Administrative Officers. How Ngao? How part of the Serikali, they belong to the Minister of Interior, just like the police report to the Minister of Interior. Okay? Because they are part of the administration. Okay? Na tukimalizana na mambo ya serikali, na mambo ya mazima moto, mambo ya county government and everything else, tunaingia kwa private sector. Private sector in Kenya is wale mnaitaga nini? Mawochi. Security guards. Hao ndio mawochi, eh? 2016, we stopped calling them Wochi. We now have an act of parliament, Private Security Regulatory Act 2016, that came into effect on the 3rd of June 2016, 8 years down the road. We have not even started implementing it. They are called security officers. Have they gone back to training? No. Have you certified them? No. They're still walking around with whistles and ever-ready torches. 8 years after. Come to drug abuse. In Kenya, we have an extremely active law on drug abuse and how bars and how anything will be licensed and who are the members of committee on regulating drug abuse. Are we doing it right? And ask the young people, why are you involved in A, B, C, D, E, F? 25 counties. Can you guess what was the answer? They told us, you guys seated at the high table, you are responsible. We asked them, what do you mean? They told us, you are our uncles, you are our fathers, you are our aunties, and you have taught us the bad manners. We didn't drop from the moon. We found you drinking. We found you going to Mogithi. We found you coming home at 2 o'clock in the morning. How can you tell us we are wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, without proper leadership, transformative, responsible and accountable leadership at all levels of our society, we will not experience the outcome we are looking for. We must be honest to ourselves. When you take up positions, when a chairman of leadership of your community, you must be accountable and you must be responsible. Let's stop lip service, because we shall lose our sons and daughters, we shall lose them to crime, we shall lose them to all the social evils that we are experiencing today of our 21, 18-year-old girls being killed every day. Homicide. Anytime you see people, ukiona watu tu, that is what? Security. Crime is not committed by the devil. Hakuna mashetani. It's committed by people. So in security we say, in short, trust but validate. Trust but validate. So security runs on very clear structures and principles. So that's what happens. So ladies and gentlemen, anytime you see anybody, anytime you see a human being, please remember you are facing crime. The next principle that we teach in security these days is what we call CPTED. Crime prevention through environmental design. Crime prevention by itself, it's a very detailed thing. So I will not go into the details, okay? But let me just hint on CPTED, crime prevention through environmental design. It says that anytime you design anything, whether you are designing your house, whether you are designing your estate, whether you are designing your shopping mall, security must be a part of the design. Security and for safety, hata vile unatengeneza walling, na vile unatengeneza lighting, na vile unatengeneza hizo vitu zote, must be a part of the thinking of crime prevention. Are we together? Do we agree? Okay? So if there is no lighting, if there is no perimeter fencing, if there is no patrol routes, if there is no system of surveillance, if there is no ABCD, will it work? So we are here to discuss those vulnerabilities. Just to cut a long story short, I am reminded that it's just after a holiday, so I have been asked to be very careful to make the speech as short as possible, so that I don't enter into problems of making your weekend uncomfortable, so that we can enjoy the tea and we can enjoy the swallowship. But let me say that we and Kara and Daniel, who have been together for many estates, as we say, we have just been to many other places, and we are happy today to be in Kitengela. We want to congratulate you for what you are doing, for your leadership, for the welcome that you have given us, and we are open to questions.
To Kitengela, I'm informed that you have just recently come. I'm a former senator and a former women rep for Kajiado County, but I am a resident of Kitengela. So anything that concerns Kitengela in terms of security, I'm also concerned, because I am a resident here and I am an investor here. I want to just say three things. I just want to say I'm happy. I've heard a lot about security in estates, but I also want to point out your security on the road there, outside the estates, your security in the supermarkets around. I'm happy nowadays we have Quickmart here. We never used to have a supermarket here. Security on your way to our supermarket. Security on your way to your friend's house, which is in Chuna or beyond where I stay in Ola. In your friend's house, in your neighbor's house, who is living in Nongopir, in GK. Security outside these estates also matters to you. In the recent past, we have experienced a lot of femicide killing. The killing of young women, and it really concerns us as a nation. That kind of crime can get you in your daughter's house there, in your son's house there. So security should not only concern you as an estate. Let us look at security in terms of Kitengela as a region. And finally, security in terms of our businesses. Somebody mentioned here that Kitengela is the highest growing town, I think, in the whole of Eastern and Western Africa. It's the highest growing town. And it is because of business. People are coming here to do business. People are coming here to have a good environment from the busy Nairobi city. We are also next to JKIA. We are also living along a very along an important highway going to Tanzania. So I'm really excited that you are starting this debate in one of our estates, Yukos. I want to believe that this can also grow to other estates and also the region, Kitengela as a region. We also need to also partner with the county government and also the national government in terms of making more important policies that touches on our security. The motorbikes we use, the tuk-tuks we use in Kitengela, the matatus, the taxis, the registration of associations, those ones, you know. How safe are we in, you know, these motorbikes that are operating throughout the night, not registered? I see a number of them nowadays not registered, not even having insurance. Yeah. So our security operators, I'm happy that you are here. We appreciate your efforts. Kitengela has not been the way it has been, but we need to put more efforts. Work on the government so that we can have order. Crime is also associated with lawlessness. When you have people who just park everywhere, including next to your gate times. To enter into your home becomes, you know. So you need to look at that. So I'm happy to be here, and I appreciate this discussion, and I'm looking forward even having you in more other forums, especially with the wazee wa vijiji. I'm happy a few of them are here. Beatrice is here, and Mama Millicent, I don't. Yeah. Otherwise, thank you so much. I don't want to take a lot of your time.
My name is Ken Mugai. I'm from Ideal Residents Association, which is just right there behind Yukos. And there are many things that we would like to ask. One of the two things that was spoken to here is something known as victimization. How do we approach this? Because now we have, to be honest with you, there are very few hard leadership people in Kitengela. Like now you see my neighbor, anatengeza pombe, but the other neighbors are just being keeping quiet. Now when I call these people together, we need to make sure that this person doesn't do that work. No, Mr. Mugai hapana, usifanye hivyo, watatafuta siku ingine, oh, leave it or you do.
People want to come to your house, let them come. It's nothing. You decide to do something, stand, provided you are saying the truth. Don't fear anything. We will not allow our children to go a bad way. That one, forget. In Kitengela, never. Tell me if you're afraid, I will give you detail on. Don't be afraid. The question that you asked me, yes, we have a team. There are a lot of things being done. You know, security, we cannot go around and saying we are doing ABCD. No. There are things that we normally hide. The things that we're going to give the OCS is different from the things that we're going to give to the DCI. It's the totally different things that we're going to give to the NIS. So everything works in a different way.
We have some youths in our estate who get so drunk and they come late at night. What I'm wondering, and I want to put it to our OCS, is the patrol. How can we handle these issues of these young boys, and they take even their other wives to go and drink for somebody's wives? Kindly, how can we get this? Because I got this case and how do I handle it?
We have Angasede police station without a land, and therefore it has given us challenges for the CDF to allocate funds for infrastructural development. Hiyo nafikiri mtaandika proposal itaenda kwa wana siasa, kwa sababu hiyo si kasi yangu bana. Ningesema enda pale nimeingia kwa siasa.
What about the other population? Is there an initiative or a community meeting that we are able to tell the community kindly? Because if it comes from me, it won't be very effective. Can your office come, or can Kara come, or can Hans come, and we organize an organization so how we can address that victimization in a court? That was my question.
So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all is to thank you for creating time to be here. I know it started a bit late, but I think it has gone so well. We have been able to listen to each other, we've been able to talk about the issue and to talk about. And I'm sure we've gotten something out of it. Did you find this useful, the meeting? Yes. Did we? Yes. Very good. So the idea here, like I said at the beginning, is that this is just the beginning. We started to kickstart the process, kickstart the initiative. I've noticed that you have a very strong community committee or leadership for Kitengela area, particularly seated here. Please, let's take this up and let's keep it going. We can agree to have this kind of engagement periodically. We can agree on whether it is monthly, whether it is quarterly, whatever time. But I think it's good to meet, it's good to have a conversation, it's good to talk with each other so that we can understand what is happening and how we can respond to it. I think one thing we've all agreed here today is that security is a collective responsibility. They come up with solutions and they're able to drive agendas forward. So lastly, one of the things that we have at Kara is something we call the Annual Resident Associations Excellence Awards. This is basically to celebrate and recognize and appreciate resident associations that have done excellent work in various areas to support and to make their neighborhoods livable and make people have a life of dignity. So after Mr. Kandaki has said a prayer for the tea and snacks, I'm reminded that we can take a quick group photo just to document this gathering, and then we can proceed to have tea and snacks. So don't move after the prayer. Let's do a group photo, and then we can proceed for tea and snacks. Thank you.